Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to NerdTube, and it's the season finale of Alien Earth Season 1, Episode 8, The Real Monsters. I'm here with our special guest, Spookster. How you doing?
Hello. Also go by Mike too.
Yes, I'll be referring him to both. And our residential Alien Earth viewer, as well as part-time reviewer when he's on his own, GG. How you doing?
All good. Watching State of Play and it's absolute garbage. So let's get into Alien.
Wonderful. So this episode pretty much continues with the aftermath of all the carnage that was created with new animals being born, one animal being under control of Wendy, and basically the inmates taking over the asylum pretty much.
Yep.
Uh, Death, gore, galore, um, and yeah, we see right at the very beginning all the hybrids in jail, but very early on, Wendy's just got complete control of fucking everything, and it's just brilliant to see. She knows exactly what she's doing, and I was just talking about one of my previous reviews regarding the parallels to Peter Pan, because obviously this is trying to show some sort of like similarities to Peter Pan. Boy Cavalier is obviously Peter Pan. Would you say so? Yeah,
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no subtlety there.
Wendy's
Yeah, Wendy
Wendy.
even was mentioning that he's not the Lost Boys or something like that in the episode.
Yeah, and Peter Pan can be an asshole, and very much of the times, and
Well, Peter
yeah,
Pan is an arsehole.
yeah,
Again, ignore the stupid Disney version. Read the originals. He was. He
yeah,
was a petulant little brat, a
yeah.
child, basically.
Obviously, the other hybrids are the Lost Boys. I don't know who Tinkerbell could be. Adrian Edmondson, I'm not sure. Um, or maybe Kirsch. Or maybe them both. Who knows? And definitely, without a doubt, Captain Hook is Morrow. He is Captain Hook. He's got the fucking hand and everything.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
That's
the
a good point. Yeah.
yeah, so and obviously he's playing for the other team. And he wants to
Yeah, and
destroy.
the alien is the
Yeah,
crocodile. That's why it has all the
yep,
ticking and clicking
yep.
sounds.
The alien is the crocodile as well, and the crocodile this time around plays a massive role because the crocodile never played such a big role in Peter Pan, but more significant this time around. And I guess what the other creatures are other elements of the island. I mean, it is set on an island as well, so yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Uh,
quick uh, tangent here. As I'm watching State of Play, they're finally showing the Wolverine game,
No, interesting.
and it is gory as hell. Jesus Christ! And
Yeah,
looks alright, but it looks a bit too Spider-Man-y. Too many cutscenes. Anyway, sorry.
yeah.
I was just gonna say the potential Wendy could even be. Um, we got revealed in this episode that the man who answers to the brilliant brilliant kid man is actually his father, which he killed at the age of 7, I think he says, and he was too young to rule the world, so he used his very first synthetic to as a puppet and was able to give him everything he ever wished for and used him as such.
Was that Adrian
So
Edmondson by any
Yeah, that's
chance?
Adrian Edmondson. That was the first android that he created.
yes, so
Okay.
we got revealed that that was actually a synthetic, and I thought that that
Yeah.
was a really good twist at this last episode of the season.
I
Um,
knew he was synthetic, by the way. I knew he was
I figured, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize that him standing around or always answering. Like I didn't know if it was just like a butler, a serviceman, something. I didn't realize that that was supposed to be his actual father that he killed
Oh
and
yeah, no,
replaced
yeah,
at a very early
I
age.
I agree with you there. I didn't assume. Hello,
Mm.
donkey in the comments. I didn't assume that was supposed to be a replicant of his dad. But
Yeah.
I did tell you early on, Ginger, that I think when you did the review on your own, that Adrian Edmondson it could be a synth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just that they have certain characters. They don't have any emotion. You know, they are very observant and quite bland in the personality at the same time. And we saw that with Kirsch, and we saw that with Edmondson's character too. So yeah, it made total sense him being a synth and all of those crazy scenes. But yeah, this was just this look. One of the things I did have an issue with is that as long as you got guns, you got a chance against the alien. Yeah, but not this time around. Like you got loads and loads of people with guns, and one fucking alien is wiping them all out. Yeah, I'm not sure how you guys felt about that.
Well, so I think Vance kind of mentioned last week it was a different type of alien that's got like stronger body armor. But I don't. Regardless of that, yeah, that it does irk me. Regardless of the alien type, it's a bit like, come on, that alien's a bit too overpowered.
One
Like,
of the things that I've appreciated from this show as a whole, that I've liked, and even Sigourney Weaver in an interview has even stated, was that we don't focus on the alien as much in this series. It's more about the surrounding or this world that they've really created. And I do appreciate that because we get to learn more about these synthetic hybrids, which I like and disliked about the show. But we do get to see these other aliens. We get to kind of see this synthetic learning its language and speaking to it and then controlling it to kill everybody. And so, yes, while guns has been always Aliens 2 comes immediate to mind of the guns and the tanks and everything that they use to kill these aliens with. But in this, not so much. They had, as a corporation, these like hired mercenaries that protected the island, but they got wiped out in a second. I did like to see the kind of the maddening or the madness of the synthetics as a whole, because the when I forget her name, but the one that had her memory wiped, she just ripped out the throat of one of the guards,
That was in
and then
last week's
this
episode. Yeah,
yeah, and then this whole episode even today, Wendy even says they they we shouldn't be scared of them, they should be scared of us. And I even believe that that's part of the reason why the brother in last week's episode betrayed the sister, because he saw how powerful they could be just ripping out someone's throat, that they're not kids. They're not
well,
children.
yeah, well, it's that, and obviously they were his friends. He's worked with that team, so
Yeah.
he didn't want them getting killed. Um, One thing I'll say that I do like about this show is the lack of CGI alien. Like that, we're getting you can blatantly tell it's just a person in a suit, and I kind of like that. I
mm.
always do prefer practical effects because I can find when you over CGI it, you can feel very pretentious, very like you can just tell it's CG animated. The movement always feels a bit off. Whereas this one, I kind of like it. I like that we get like long shots of the alien just kind of skulking around and doing its thing. But also to your point, I like that it's also taken a back seat because I mean, what's his name? Noah, is it Noah Hawley? The guy that the show creator, I always forget. But he even said that, look, there's only so much you can do with the xenomorphs, Hey, face hugger, eat your face, alien pops out, you shoot the thing. It's like we wanted to build more than just that. We didn't just want to retread the old stories. And the lore of that world of aliens is fascinating anyway, which is incredible that it's built this amazing world in a sea of shit films. We just like the first two are the only ones I kind of really like. Other than that, the other ones are just completely forgettable. But the law was always the most fascinating part because it's very dystopian. It's very like telling of kind of modern politics today, where corporations just kind of control everything. And yeah, that kind of corporate rivalry, the synthetics, the technology, that kind of retro futurism that it's got, that kind of analog futurism that it's got, all of that stuff. That world is a lot more fascinating, and leaving the xenomorphs behind or leaving them as bit players is the right choice. I mean, the entire viewership fell in love with the eye. You know what I mean? The eye
Yeah.
stole the show. It's the most fascinating thing.
And it's still
Now
alive. It
it's still
lived.
alive. It's gone into the that is it Adam or whoever his name was.
It was the
Uh,
therapist husband. Yeah.
yeah, it's gone into his body now, and so we'll get to see in the next season how what its capabilities are in terms of
Yeah.
communication. And it's the most fascinating part for me. For me, I fell in love with it. That was my favorite thing of the whole show. And there's a lot to like about the show, but that eye is going to be
Stole the
brilliant once
show.
it starts like being able to proper communicate and talk.
Two
And
points.
huh?
Hey, sorry about that, dog.
It's all right.
Just 2 points about that. I just want to pop off of is I did wish that we got to see a little bit more of the other aliens that were in this. We didn't really get to see I want to call it the Venus flytrap. It did
Yeah.
eat somebody this episode. I was really hoping that we got to see a little bit more of it because there were scenes on the spaceship when it was crashing, like, oh, it was in the one room, and you're always like, what's going to happen? We did get to see it eat somebody. I actually didn't think that the person that it ate was going to die this season, but interesting to say.
It was fully
Um,
developing but it had fully developed by the time it ate that woman. In
yeah.
my opinion,
So I did wish that we got to see a little bit more of the aliens this season, and um, and two, I didn't love the costume movements of the alien, so I'm gonna go against you just real quick with that one. It brought me back to memories of Aliens 3, where they literally had I think it was an Italian greyhound in a costume that ran down a hallway,
Oh yeah.
and that was our alien from the horrible Aliens 3.
Yeah.
Anybody online can fight me about that. It was the worst one. Resurrection was even better than that, and Resurrection was horrible too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
well,
No, I get what you mean. I just kind of, I'm always like a sucker for more practical effects.
Yeah,
But yeah, you could tell it was done because of budget limitations for sure.
right,
Um, but again, for me, it's not the focal point. Like the xenomorph is an afterthought. You know what
right,
it's going to do.
right.
It's going to do the slashy. I want to know about. And the thing is, we haven't got too much about Wayland Yutani. Of course, we've heard more about them through the other films, but they're about to invade the island. So
Yeah, exactly. I think
the,
they're going to play a big role in season 2. I think
absolutely.
they're going to land. They're going to see all the shit carnage that went on
Well,
the whole season.
they're probably going to take control of Prodigy as
Yeah,
well. So they're going to consolidate that area. They'll probably learn all the tech about the synths and all this kind of stuff
hmm
as well, and it'll probably make them an even more powerful player because I'm pretty sure within the law that's how they're like able to just
they
colonize
are.
other planets.
I think they're going to end up being the sole corporation. Like,
Yeah,
right when I look at there's five corporations, and I'm sure we'll get to see the others during the course of the series in other seasons. But when I think of these five, I think of the five corporations we have today. They are Apple, they are Google, they are Amazon, they are Tesla,
no, not
and
Tesla. There are Oracle, Palantir, like those kind of things. So not the
no,
ones
no,
that
but
necessarily.
no, but they. I feel like they're representation of what we have today. And the final one is Facebook. So Facebook, Tesla,
Meta.
Am. Oh yeah, oh, don't please don't go there. It's like calling fucking Twitter X. Facebook, yeah,
No,
Facebook,
Meta is like the
yeah,
company that owns like
yeah.
Facebook, WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah, all right,
All
fine.
that. That's
Okay,
what I mean.
fine. Okay,
Zuckerberg. There you go.
Meta,
Yeah. Oh, Zuckerberg. Yeah.
Meta, Tesla, which is everything Elon Musk owns, Amazon, Apple, and Google. Those are the five massive corporations. Those were the five wankers who came in Trump inauguration, pretty much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, those are the five big corporations, and I think that these corporations are represented in this film, in this series as well. And I think Wayland Yutani will be the one that takes over all of them. You know, at one particular point, it'll be interesting to see how the alien gets away because obviously they are
Yeah.
always searching for the alien. You know, so they have it in their grasp, and then they lose it. You know, but I am also interested in seeing more of these other aliens as well, and you know, just like the eye alien. My God, like
Oh yeah. That one.
it,
That's the one I'm more fascinated with. I could take or leave the other ones. Because again, I care more just about the world, not so much the alien stuff. But I do love how it kind of ended, because then the next phase is going to be these synths going up against an army from Wayland Yutani. So I'll be interested to see what they do with that.
and
Are
there'll
they
be
But
a
captured
bunch of cy
immediately, or they
uh,
fight their way out of it?
there'll
Yeah.
be a bunch of
yeah,
cyborgs, in my opinion. I think Wayland Yutani will have
yeah,
the
the cyborgs.
will have the lionship, but yeah, because what's his face is a cyborg, um,
Yeah.
Morrow and all of those guys. Can't wait to see. Oh, sorry. By the way, I still want to know who Boy Cavalier was reading to. He's not empathetic enough to have been reading to children. I have no idea, but thanks for giving me kudos on regarding Atom. Can't wait to see where they go with Wendy. She reminds me of the goddess from the comics. She could influence the dreams of those free from the face huggers and had a human cult following. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Mm.
She's definitely running. I mean, it's amazing how all of those hybrids instantly just thought, you know what, we can't be fucked with, and they just started taking over instantly. And they're still children as well at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. But they're gonna grow up really fucking fast.
Yeah.
and
Uh,
Wendy was already like she was like a child going into tea. I think she was like 12 years old when she got converted, and the rest were like in single figures. So they're really children. Whilst
yeah.
Wendy was kind of more adolescence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but she's got her shit together. She's a smart girl and all of that. What do you think of some of the gore in this? I mean, that the plant alien eating that woman up. It reminded me of Beastmaster. You seen Beastmaster?
Oh yeah. Great.
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah. I
Yeah,
thought
no, the goal was great, wonderfully over the top. Didn't hold back on it. It was
that
just
plant
great.
was moving. Like
It was
it was
moving
station.
around. Yeah, it was moving
Yeah,
around.
and the fact that it was stationary before and it wasn't moving, which was
Yeah,
The
interesting.
the gore with the one episode where it kills all those people at the dinner party. I loved it. That
that was
was
great. Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah.
great, over the
Episode
top gore.
was that episode
yeah.
one? That was episode
That
one,
was the
wasn't
first
it?
episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, they're
just
having some
breaking
fucking
loose, just getting
yeah.
everybody. Just
yeah.
Oh,
fantastic.
They were clever with their gore because they never necessarily revealed it all the time. You know, like you knew it was there, but it wasn't fully revealed. Which was interesting. Yeah, way of doing it. But
oh,
yeah,
the
I think it
right, the
definitely
trail
had.
of blood. You mean that was left
Yeah,
behind by the xenomorph? Yeah,
yeah.
I
yeah.
think too that it had this like element of like sci-fi thriller, like really hardcore with
Hmm.
that, which has always been a huge element in the aliens like movies, where it's sci-fi, it's futuristic, and then you're also getting this. Uh, it's creeping up on you. What are they going to do? Are any of them going to get out? How are they going to get out? And just like that part where you're on the edge of your seat,
Yeah,
I
it
think
had
has
that.
always been just over the top. It's just been so good,
Yeah.
and I think they really did well in this show overall. Really going back to that initial first movie kind of thriller base where you're on the edge of your seat like that. I think they did really well in this.
That's what
Um,
that's what I loved about the aesthetic of this, the vibe of it, the way they, yeah, the atmosphere of it was very 70s horror,
yeah,
very kind of like
for
a
real.
proper throwback to atmospheric kind of thrillers. And yeah, I did. It was definitely it's one of its strong points. It just felt old school in
What
every
did
sense.
what did you make of Boy Cavalier? Because his whole empire was falling down around him. And he seemed very like like he seemed almost accepting of it to a degree, and still in a way almost like what's the word distracted by other things. And I don't know how I felt like that. This guy's a fucking billionaire
It's
who's selfish
probably,
and greedy. Like he
yeah,
should have given a fuck about his empire a bit more, in my opinion.
it's probably two things. It's either he has a backup plan, or it's just denial. It's just living
Yeah,
in denial that the child that always got his way suddenly is no longer getting his way. And that's when they're at their most dangerous, because God knows what he's going to do next.
exactly. I think
Temper
there
tantrum.
was. I think that was a big part of it. Because I do wish that they had spent a little bit more time on his, like, what do you want to call it, a decline, if you will, like this
Yeah, I
episode.
agree.
You got to see briefly him holding a pill bottle, and I think it's Cash was the synthetic that he, not the dad one, the
Curse.
scientist one,
Yeah.
Kirsch.
Yeah.
He even says, like, you're getting really distracted, your ADHD is going off,
Yeah.
and
Good
and
point.
then he
Yeah.
immediately gets into that fight with that other cyborg. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that was it. Just like to the point where he's getting distracted. He wants to do this thing with the eyeball. He wants to hear it talk to him, but then it's like all these other things are going on, and it's like, why aren't you getting evacuated if you're this mad billionaire smartass? It's like, why didn't you escape with the others? Why didn't you plan for this? You should know that the one cyborg contacted Wayland. Why aren't you preparing for a big war? Some of those questions did feel like a bit of a plot hole to me. Um, I feel like possibly we'll get to learn about that a little bit more next season, unless the first episode is the alien ripping to shreds everybody in the prison cell.
Yeah.
But
The eyeball
uh,
alien is bollocks, right? Well, there's a fellow Brit here who would say bollocks. I think the eyeball alien is going to be the ringmaster, in my opinion, once he gets an
okay,
opportunity to do so. The Lord Donkey says the show had a good arching story throughout 8 episodes. It put Strange New Worlds to shame since Trek was all over the place now. Strange New World is shame, unfortunately, as somebody who loves Star Trek is terrible. And Daniel wants what the Pearl Jam Animal was a perfect outro song. Yeah, they did like their retro rock, so to speak, um, in this series, and they were
oh yes,
some of
Noah
them.
Hawley's got some good taste in music. I'll give him that much. He did the
It
same. He did
remind
the
yeah,
same thing. He did the same thing in Legion as well.
it reminded me. Yeah, it reminded me of like, oh wow, I used to listen to all of this shit when I was
Yeah,
younger. So yeah, so
yeah, great stuff. But no, I'll give props to Noah Hawley. I mean, that guy could end up being the Taylor Sheridan of Disney if all goes well. Because this is three in a row for him. Like Legion was a phenomenally underrated X-Men series. Uh, his version of Fargo was fantastic, and now we've got Alien Earth. I mean, the guy is incredible. Like whatever this guy, he's got like the Midas touch to pay good respect to source material, and he's done it with three properties that aren't his. And so,
Fargo the series with Martin Freeman.
yeah, that was
I've only
him.
watched one episode. I only watched the pilot of that. I need
It's
to.
so good. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good.
Okay.
Um, and it's he. Yeah, that. I mean, yeah. I mean, just keep an eye out for that guy. He is spectacular. But keep him in this universe. Like, let's not MCU him or put him elsewhere. Just keep him like to kind of rebuild the alien world because it's doing a great job with it.
Do
and
you know if
I
there's going to be any future projects with him? And I know with Hulu kind of throwing out that Predator animated series, if he's going to be doing another series or movie in this like 2 year time span until we get to season two.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's involved in because there's a Predator film coming out soon, where it's a young Predator on this hostile planet, and he has to kind of run his gauntlet. I don't know if he's got limit. I'm just gonna IMDb now to see if he's got anything or if it's just uh well, he's got Cat's Cradle and Nowhere Fast, but he's just the writer for those, so he's not like producer director for anything like that. So nothing, yeah, nothing kind of stands out at the moment.
Okay. Who's your favorite character of the show, Spookster?
It's gonna be between obviously our main character Wendy, and I did really like Kirsch. Kirsch, this the
Oh,
synthetic. I didn't like how they kind of betrayed him at the end, though. I thought he was kind of helping them along the way because he wanted to be with the synths, but him being as a synth and was trying to, I feel like, prove to the prodigy that he was smarter than them. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I
what
mean,
is
for
up,
me,
CG?
sorry, what?
Who's your favorite character?
It's definitely between Morrow, Kirsch, and one of them two, Morrow and Kirsch, and the eyeball.
Oh,
Um,
and the eyeball, of course.
and yeah, I mean, I've also got to give props to Adrian Edmondson, who I'm a massive fan of as well, because like Bottom is my favorite sitcom of all time. It's not gay related. Sorry to disappoint you. It's about being at the bottom of the barrel of life, and him and another actor, and it's just the best sitcom ever made for me. But I've always been a fan of his even before that. He's a really good
Yeah,
writer and
the young
underrated
ones
director.
and bottom. Young ones
What's
and
that?
bottom. Young ones and bottom.
Young Ones, Bottom, Bad News, like the comic strip presents, things like that. He's just got an amazing history. He's an absolute legend in the UK, and his
And
performance,
he's a total bottom. Like that's all I keep hearing.
yeah, it's a total bottom.
Total bottom.
But his performance was brilliant in this as well. So different to kind of what we used to seeing with him. So it's them three for sure, and the eyeball. Like
Yeah.
that.
What
That's
about you,
very
Zam? Who's your favorite?
yeah, and yeah,
It's
Zam.
it's hard to say. Morrow was definitely up there. I had like some least favorites. Like some of the hybrids were really pissing me off. Um, I wanted Joe felt to me like almost indestructible. Like this guy, he's got like
He was
like
I hated
plot
him.
armor beyond plot armor beyond belief. Believe it or not, I like Boy Cavalier. Um,
Mm,
he's
overacting.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, like if he was somebody who got rich really young and he's a boy genius, he's like an evil Tony Stark, and he, you know,
Yeah,
He's
so
Elon Musk at 17.
Kirsch
yeah,
is of yeah, Kirsch is an interesting character. You can see he is a mischievous android.
It's very plotting.
He wants shit to kick off. You know,
yeah.
unless he was supposed to do that, then fair
Well, it's
enough.
just reminiscent of like the other android from the
Ash,
first Alien.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Ash.
Ash.
No,
Yeah,
but Ash was supposed to do that. He was working for Wayland Yutani, and he was given orders. You know, whilst everybody else wants to survive, you know, and everybody do with bloody Ash, who's like, you know, willing to get everyone killed if it means getting back a fucking xenomorph for
yeah.
it's just yeah. I like the brother. We had just started Andor and saw him there too. The brother. Well, you
The
talking
brother
about Joe?
Joe. Joe. He was my least favorite character. That Nothing against the actor, but there was a wrong person play that role. He just felt like this weird, like
Joe?
rat.
Well,
Yeah,
he did play a
the brother.
medic. He did play a combat medic.
Oh,
So
oh yeah,
It
the
just
brother.
wasn't right for the role. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the actor, but it just wasn't right for the role. I just didn't like him.
He felt just so
Meek.
emotionless.
Yeah, and meek.
Yeah, like I, I understand that they were diving into this whole like the sister had the cancer and that was why that she went to the synthetic program and that she got made into a hybrid and then it was like well he couldn't do anything because he was in the war and that was just his backstory and there was like
Yeah,
nothing to it, nothing really added to it. That no more moral compass. It was just I was in the war, I read your letters and that was the end of the day and now I'm here. uh
yeah. Just
yeah, I don't know. I'm also interested to see um, more how they can kind of reel back the sense, and even the brother, because the brother has a lung now that's controlled by by the company, and the robots they don't even know that they are being watched through their own eyes. So I hope that they explore that a little bit more in season two, like if the synths are all going all haywire, they just go button, everybody turns off, kind of like they did with Prodigy's like fake dad synth. She
yeah.
just waved. She just waved in his face, and he stood still. So I kind of hope that they kind of lean into that a little bit more in season two with them, especially if they go a little haywire.
Oh yeah, 100%,
all
100%.
right,
So yeah, we can go ahead and rate this episode
let's
in the whole series.
let's. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure how I felt about the ending. I enjoyed the series overall, but the ending it felt very like let's wrap this up type shit more than
A little bit.
and then a
A
satisfying
little
ending
bit
that
with Boy Genius. Yeah, they kind of
Mm-hmm.
wrapped him up, but they
Way
also
too
opened a
quickly.
lot more doors to
Yes,
what's
they did.
coming next. So, again, with the eyeball, the aliens loose, the SIDS are about to take control of the island. So yeah, I agree about rushing certain elements, but they didn't Disney it, which is a habit that they have in terms of final episodes just being a rush job and leaving a stinking taste in your mouth. Whereas this one was like, ooh, this is great because there's so much shit that's still unanswered, rather than wrapping it up, and it's gonna just take you along for the journey coming up. You want to go back, you want to see the second season and what they do. So yeah, but I get
yeah.
what you mean.
We're so close to the exams. I am fighting those eyelids, baby.
Yeah,
I
that's why I
really
said
am.
let's just get to the
Yeah.
ratings. So,
What did you give it again?
uh, why don't our special guest start with his rating for the episode and then for the series overall?
So I agree with Sam a little bit. The last episode felt like they rushed, like the other aliens and Prodigy and whatnot. I would probably give this one 7 out of 10. But as a series overall, I think it was really well done. I would probably put it at about like an 8.5 out of 10. Um, Not the best thing ever, but it definitely was not a flop. And I really expect more, and I'm looking forward to new seasons.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, I mean, this episode, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, some elements were rushed, but overall, the fact that it's left me wanting more at the end, I was very happy with that. So I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. The series overall, I'm actually going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's my favorite Aliens thing to date. Um, Even better than the first two films, which says a lot. It's a franchise.
Wow.
Yeah, I love. I just, it's
That ain't saying a lot. That
when
ain't
they
saying a
dive
lot.
into, like, when they get deep in the lore of things. That's you win me instantly. And yeah, I absolutely love this. It was phenomenal. It was a complete resurrection of the franchise that was just dead because it kept doing rinse repeat, which is the same with Romulus, which is fucking shit. I don't get the hype around it.
Yes.
because it's literally just rinse,
The
repeat.
Prometheus, Romulus, they
All of that, just garbage. Just stop with the fucking xenomorphs. We need to move on from that. Kill them off in season 2, and let's not visit them again, and move on. There's plenty of other stuff to see. So, yeah, that's it. Zam?
I don't mind the xenomorphs as much as you guys do, and at some particular point, I did welcome them back. I mean, I'm all good with all the other aliens as well, but this is like to a degree, this xenomorph is almost like fundamental to the series for lots of people who watch this shit. You know, for majority of people, in my opinion, who watch this shit, they want to see
No,
xenomorphs.
it's not really. But that's the assumption that Hollywood keeps making. But this has been a huge success with the xenomorph taking a back seat. It's like Star Wars, where they keep thinking the Jedi's were the fundamental part of Star Wars, but then Andor and Rogue One are two of the most beloved uh, ones of that franchise because there was no Jedi's in it. So
Yeah,
have
no, I agree, but Star Wars is like it's more than just the sum of its parts. It's a massive universe, and Alien itself is called Alien because it's about xenomorph. And I'm not saying the xenomorph needs to be the front and center. I'm happy in a way that it had a back seat. So, but I still think it needs to be in the series in
no,
some capacity. In some capacity, if you're going to call it Alien, if you're
right,
going to
it's
be about the
Alien,
xenomorph.
but there's other aliens. It's Alien. That thing's not called Alien. It's a xenomorph. It's an alien.
Yeah, but it
So
is the alien. It's the alien, not
it
a
doesn't need to
alien.
be though. Yeah, but you can move beyond the xenomorph because it's just repetition. You know what I
I think
mean?
it's a little bit of mix of both. I and to your point earlier, Gigi, I think one of the reasons why this show worked so well is that they explored the lore a lot
Yeah,
more in the
yeah.
series. And I really liked that about the show, and I think they did that really well. To Zam's point, though, I do wish they would ramp up the horror element of it just a little bit more. I do not that we have to see gore every single episode, but I want to see that plant thing eat people, and I want
Mm.
it to scare me. That
Okay, fair
part
enough.
is like back to like the original movies, where I feel like that could just be a little spiced up a little bit more in the upcoming seasons. Hopefully for me.
Well, look, let me give my rating. I had fun with this episode. I really did. At the same time, I did find it had flaws, and it wasn't necessarily for me the most satisfying of finales of a series. But I'm not going to shit on the entire series because of this episode. I think the series itself has been a breath of fresh air, fantastic, and the amount of xenomorph we got in this series, I'm satisfied with that. I'm totally satisfied with that. It's not like we need a ton of it. I I
Yeah,
I, I
I
like I
agree
like
on that.
I like seeing other aliens because you didn't know what they were gonna do. And that was also what made it even more scary. You know what is it a face hugger and a Zen's gonna do, but what are all these other fuckers gonna do? You had no idea. When that plant alien was moving about like a giant starfish on the wall,
Yeah.
like shit, what the fuck is gonna
Like,
go
what
on
the
here?
fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It had
exactly.
that little
So
tentacle like flower thing. Yeah.
but yeah, I give the series sorry, I give this episode, and I say this with a heavy heart. I give it, and still, it's still a great rating. I give this episode a 7 out of 10, but I give this series a solid 9. It's excellent. And who would have thought, that having something set on Earth would be so good? Because we always hate the fact that she has to always be on Earth or whatever. Why can't it be in space or whatever? So yeah, and what I also want to see next season is that people say that there's a connection with Blade Runner. You know, show it. And you know what? There's another film that I feel that this definitely has a connection with. It's called Outland. It stars Sean Connery. He plays a space cop in this space station, and there's like all these workers that are like doing drugs which end up killing them, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it. It's a really, really good film. Like, it's made in like 1983 or whatever. You watch it, it feels like it's in that alien universe. It really
Mm.
does. And
I'm gonna
somebody
have
actually
to watch that. I
Yeah,
ain't seen that film. I know of it, but I've never watched it.
it's really good. It's really good, and it feels like it's in the Alien universe. It all feels like it belongs there. And somebody actually wrote a comic of his character meeting with one of the engineers and stuff like that. So yeah,
They
yeah,
could do that really well. I mean, they did that video game where it's based off of Amanda Ripley going through that space station that's like blowing up and the aliens all loose.
yeah, yeah.
Um, like I said, that was a horror game. That was scary.
Yeah.
And I would like them to amp it up a little bit. Parts of me with this show, and again, the 8.5, was because I think these like teenager synthetics got a little annoying. They're acting like kids all the time.
Well, they are
Like,
kids
Well,
though.
they are kids.
I know, but it's almost like why are they doing this? Same thing with Romulus. The whole cast was teenagers in space. It's like why
Yeah.
are we doing this and not
Just having
where's
full
the
blown
adults?
adults.
Like I don't know. Not that I'm saying like Disney was trying to like kidify Alien, and I think overall it was a great show. I just want them to amp that horror element just a little bit more in seasons 2
Okay,
and
I'm
forward.
gonna get
Okay.
to the last of the comments, then we're gonna wrap this up. Ultimately, as a prequel, they have to come up with something to get rid of the xenomorph and lose all the data to set up Alien One. Yeah, I agree. I mentioned that earlier as well. Like there's some shit has got to happen. It will be like the more it'll be people like Joe and stuff. Who ends up killing the xenomorph. It has to be. I can't think of anybody. Zoe is like a male Ripley to a degree. Zelka was sent there on purpose in Alien One, and there are two planets in a military space station, LV 426 system. Zelka was sent to the planet that holds the finished weapons. Okay. The other planet is the testing ground. Okay. Oh, I thought Wayland Yutani didn't know anything about the xenomorph when Ripley fought them. Um, no, they did because they wanted Ash to sabotage the ship and everything. I mean, he actually let them in when John Hurt's character was contaminated with the face hugger. He knew what he was doing. Um, Wendy says in this episode, "We're not kids and we're not adults." Yeah, she's right. And top of the morning to you, Mr. System. We're about to wrap this bitch up. All right. Um, can't wait for next season already. I think we're guaranteed a season two. Probably come in about 5 years time, knowing this
Exactly.
shit. You know what I mean? But fair enough. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Anything else to add, fellas, before we wrap up? Okay.
No,
Don't
that's
forget to like.
everything. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, great social media channel you never heard of. More reviews and whatever coming up. I actually ate a cornetto uh, taco Oreo thing. I'll upload that really soon. Um, uh, anyway, take care now. I'm going to bed. Bye bye.